Oh, okay. I'm not looking for any advice. I just want anyone, to tell me that I'm not the first. That I didn't imagine it. That something else has knocked on that hatch before. When I took the job, it felt like a blessing. 2 weeks alone in a fire watch tower, off-grid and paid in cash. They said it was part of a remote reactivation program. Some of the towers hadn't been used in years, and this one needed a body to make it quote-unquote active again for funding. Fine by me. No service, no roads, just a drop-off by helicopter and a daily check-in by radio. Seems easy enough, huh? I brought books, notebooks, coffee, and way too much instant ramen. I thought I'd be bored, and that was the plan. The tower itself was older than I expected. Steel frame, probably World War II era, 40 feet tall with a vertical ladder that groaned when I climbed it. At the top was a single-room cabin with wide windows on all four sides, a trapdoor entry, and a thick metal latch that locked from within. The moment I stepped inside, I knew something was off. Not wrong exactly, just off. The room felt colder than outside. Even in the afternoon sun, the air was still, not musty or still, just still. The kind of still that feels intentional. The first few days passed like I hoped, slow, uneventful. I read, wrote, watched clouds, no fire activity, no animals, barely any wind, but the silence, it didn't feel peaceful. It felt held. Then the scratching started. It was faint, inconsistent, always at night. At first, I thought maybe it was a bird or a squirrel testing the supports, but it always came from the same spot, beneath the northeast corner of the floorboards. I crouched there with a flashlight more than once, checked the bolts, the framing, nothing. No gaps, no nests. But the sound, it kept coming, like fingernails dragging slow spirals into the wood. And by the fourth night, I couldn't sleep. I kept imagining it, something under the floor, tracing circles. Then I found the first message. It wasn't written. It was carved, shallow, but definitely deliberate, into the underside of the desk, barely visible unless you were lying on the floor like I was. 5 lines. Don't leave after dark. Don't answer the ladder. Don't look at its hands. Don't speak your name, and whatever you do, don't open the trap door. I'll be honest, my stomach turned. I hadn't carved that. I hadn't even touched the desk. I stared at it for a long time, then radioed it in. HQ told me I was probably reading old graffiti, said a guy stationed here. A decade ago, used to write creepy poems. Laughed it off and reminded me I was hundreds of miles from the nearest person. But that didn't explain the 6th line I found the next night, or how it was fresh. It read, "It doesn't like being watched." That was carved into the window frame. Same jagged strokes. I started leaving the lights on after that, all night, every bulb, even the flashlight, but around midnight, that's when the power flickered, and then I heard it. Knocking. 4 slow knocks from beneath the trap door. Not from the ladder, not from below, from inside the room, under the floorboards. I didn't move. I just stared at the hatch. The bolt was rattling gently, not forced, just tested. The way someone might turn a doorknob to see if it's locked. That's when then a voice whispered my name, not shouted. I'm telling you, it whispered it, like someone was lying just beneath the wood, mouth pressed to the grain, and it sounded just like me. I stayed frozen until the first light of dawn pushed through the windows. When I finally moved, I found something by my cot in the dust. It was footprints, bare, human-shaped, but somehow it was wrong. The toes were backwards. The next day, I tried to convince myself I was dreaming. I opened all the windows, let the wind in, took a cold sponge bath, and anything to break the spell. That's when I noticed the trees. They were closer. I don't mean they felt closer. I mean they actually were closer. And there used to be this clearing around the tower, I'd say 50, 60 feet at least. Now the pines pressed just below the windowed ledge. Needles brushed the glass, and that's when I found the photo. Folded and wedged between two floorboards near the cot. It was black and white, faded, curled with age. It showed the tower taken from a distance, maybe the edge of the tree line, but something was wrong there. There was a figure standing at the top of the ladder, just under the hatch. Tall, thin, too thin. Arms long enough to bend at the knees. Fingers that trailed below the rungs. The face wasn't clear, just a smudge, like the film had been warped, but in the window above it, someone was watching, pressed to the glass, wearing my jacket, same hat, same patched shoulder, same expression I'd seen in the mirror that morning. I turned the photo over. The single line was written in blocky, uneven pen. You let it out. I locked the trapdoor, blocked it with the desk. Then I locked the windows, turned on every light, and waited. It didn't knock that night. Instead, it whispered again. Not my name this time. It said, "Come back down." Like it knew I remembered something. And that's when the final carving appeared. I found it yesterday beneath the cot, carved into the metal support frame. It read, "You opened it in your sleep." I checked the hatch, still bolted, desk still wedged, but my nails were cracked, my hands ached, my shirt was dirty, stained with pine needles and something darker. I haven't radioed in since. I don't think they're listening anymore. The clearing is gone. I'm surrounded by trees. I don't know if the chopper will even see me, and across the canopy, there's another tower. It wasn't there before. It's taller, it's thinner, built of darker metal, windows blacked out, no movement. Except last night I saw the light inside it, just for a second, a flicker. Just a flashlight or a match. Then something at the window, pressed against the glass, watching me. It looked like me, except only smiling.